Welcome back to another week of Stocks in Review for the upcoming week. I'd like to wish everyone a happy 4th of July this coming Tuesday, which means a shortened trading week for all. In newsworthy items that might affect trading, the Senate decided to postpone the replacement healthcare plan due to a lack of support. The drama in Washington over healthcare weighed heavily on the market early this week, but it rebounded nicely on Wednesday. The Federal Reserve approved the capital return plan of all 34 banks, marking the first time the entire industry passed in the 7 years since standards were imposed by the Dodd-Frank laws because of the financial crash of the last decade. In all, 34 banks passed the annual stress test. Citigroup immediately doubled its quarterly dividend, along with JP Morgan adding over 10% for their shareholders. President Trump met with the president of South Korea at the end of the week, and besides talking about North Korea's aggressive nuclear aspirations, there'll probably be talk about the long-standing trade deal that he suggested terminating back in April. Google was fined by the European Union $2.7 billion in the largest antitrust fine imposed to date. This beat down the stock, but by late Wednesday, there was hardly a peep mentioned about that, and all I've read about since were new prototypes for a virtual reality ad that they've come up with, as well as a new partnership deal announced Wednesday. On watch this week, I have Google, which gave up almost 3% of its gains after the bad news from Europe. I expect by the end of next week, it'll be back near $1,000 a share again. Also on watch, I have Sprint, which is now in exclusive talks until the end of July with Comcast and Charter Communications. The stock is moving up nicely from where we were at the low last week, and there's so much speculation going on regarding motives of putting negotiations on hold with T-Mobile. Who knows for sure? Will T-Mobile pay more? I doubt much more, but time will tell. Sprint, in my opinion, is not in the driver's seat, unfortunately. Most analysts are saying that they came across as quite desperate between the incredible offers being made to consumers and how they're handling negotiations. I'll be happy if it pops to $10 or $12 a share once something more concrete materializes. With the great news this week for banks, I'd watch Citigroup, JP Morgan, and Bank of America. After some late week profit taking, I expect more upside in the coming week. Before I suggest just 2 stocks for the short week coming up, I have to admit, I finally broke down and bought some Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the popular digital currency that uses encryption techniques to generate and regulate anonymously units of currency that can be used to pay for, well, ransom if you were adversely affected by this week's ransomware event, or you can use it to pay for hotels with Expedia. You can book a flight on cheapair.com, or you could even pay for some online gaming through Microsoft. I'm sure there's a lot more you can do with it, but a lot of people seem to have a lot of faith in it as it hit a ridiculous high of nearly $3,000 on June 11th. Keep in mind, a mere 4 years ago, it was worth less than $40 a coin. So I downloaded a free program on my iPhone called Coinbase, and I used half of the $300 that I won at the casino the day before. I bought my first minuscule position in this highly speculative item. With a credit card, you're allowed to invest nearly $150 per week in a fractional part of 1 Bitcoin, or you can set up your bank account and invest over $2,000 after nearly a week. I'm sticking with the periodic weekly amounts with my credit card. There is a 4% fee. So last Sunday, I started at $143.29 in my Bitcoin wallet. As you can see, it fluctuates wildly. As of midnight, I was down about $1.90. I'll make sure to keep you posted every week. I have been getting questions from subscribers about whether or not it's worth investing, or is it even too late? Well, it may very well be too late. A lot of longtime speculators, or investors as I should say, think that mainstream public like myself just being able to download an app and being able to purchase it will ruin it for people that really invest in it. Others feel that it's not quite mainstream enough yet, and as a result the train hasn't left the station. So there's definitely more of an upside. I'm more of a conservative investor, so I don't expect to put thousands of dollars into it. But if I win a fortune in Vegas this weekend, you won't believe it, I got a flight for just $274 round trip. I might just put a little bit more than the $140 that I've put into it so far. So we'll see what happens. I haven't suggested a new penny stock in a while, but I like what I'm seeing at Houston American Energy Corporation, ticker symbol HUSA. As you might expect, this Houston, Texas energy company has interests in oil and natural gas wells, and the charts intrigue me. It has a respectable volume level, and I think it's worth throwing a few $100s at. Because of course, penny stocks do have more risk than other types of stocks, so be careful. Midweek it was up nearly 21% in active trading hours and then popped another 6% in after hours. This company has low debt, a new CEO on board, and positive information on its fracking activities coming up. So keep your eye on Houston American. The final stock for the week is Nutanix Incorporated, ticker symbol NTNX. Early last month, Morgan Stanley upgraded this stock, and on Wednesday it was announced that the Southern California technology firm with nearly 2,700 employees entered into a partnership with Google to enhance their cloud platform by using company software in order to extend its workload capabilities within the hybrid cloud environments. The company's shares soared 9% in the trading session, and I expect more upside after the holiday. Have a great holiday weekend and be safe. But don't forget that investing in the stock market carries risk. Never invest more than you can afford to lose or not have access to for an extended period of time. If you enjoy what we do here, please be so kind to click like and subscribe.